And joining you now, Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar, who serves on the Judiciary Committee. Senator, welcome. It's great to have you here on the set. Let's talk about the battle that is about to become engaged, because even some of the senators who voted for her last time as Solicitor General, and we're talking about Senators Kyle and Hatch, said this is different. This is a lifetime appointment. They have a point here.
I think you're going to see tough questioning at the Judiciary Committee, but I'm hopeful this will be a civil hearing, just like we saw with Sonia Sotomayor. Elena Kagan does have respect from Republicans, and this isn't meaning that they're going to all say, I'll support her tomorrow. They're going to want to ask some tough questions. But I think in the end, when you look at her background, when you look at the fact that 5 former Republican Solicitor Generals supported her in her current job as Solicitor General, when you look at what she did at Harvard, bringing in different strains of thought, 3 conservative professors who at the time were controversial, and she stood up for them. When you look at just her personality in general, the fact that she likes to play poker, just like Justice Rehnquist, the last justice put on that court that didn't have any judge experience. She's a tough woman, she's a strong woman, and a good choice.
One of the things that Kagan said back in 1995 about confirmation hearings, she doesn't have a long trail, but she has certainly written and spoken out on a number of things. She said that hearings have become a vapid and hollow charade because nominees are not forced to say what opinions they have on abortion, affirmative action, and privacy. And she called the hearings an embarrassment in the past, said that the Justice Clarence Thomas won confirmation, quote, after his substantive testimony had become a national laughingstock.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what she says about that now. I think that she's going to be someone who's forthright and honest. We certainly saw that in her confirmation hearing for Solicitor General. She went back and forth with Lindsey Graham. She went back and forth with a number of the conservative senators, and I think you'll see a to-the-point honesty about her that will be a good thing for the judicial process.
Arlen Specter, of course, is one senator who was very much on the spot. He has a track record of having gone crossways with some of his political base over past hearings, the Clarence Thomas hearings and the Bork hearings. He was, on the wrong side of some of his political supporters, and now he is in a really tough re-election battle, a renomination battle with the primary only next week. This is what he had to say earlier today on the Daily Rundown, or rather on April 21st, when he was asked about Kagan.
I voted against her because she wouldn't answer specific questions on what kind of cases she would urge the Supreme Court to take. I'll take a fresh look at her as a Supreme Court nominee, but I think that the Judiciary Committee members have been, myself included, haven't been, frankly, tough enough on insisting on some answers.
Of course, that was Arlen Specter, then a Democrat, already a Democrat April 21st, but not running behind. As of today's polling, he is running behind his challenger, Congressman Joe Sestak, in this primary. He's going to have to be very politically careful about what he says.
Well, Arlen is an independent person, and I'm sure he's going to push Elena Kagan on our Judiciary Committee. But the point is that he's always been that way. He was that way when he's a Republican. He's that way when he's a Democrat. And I think he should get his questions answered, and I'm hopeful he'll support her in the end.
This is what Susan Collins said in part today in a written statement. Ms. Kagan has an impressive resume of dedicated public service and strong legal credentials, but she does not have extensive writings by which one can assess her judicial philosophy. Does that put pressure on the committee, and certainly the Republicans will demand this, for her to be more explicit than perhaps a judge who has a long track record with opinions from the bench?
Well, as we saw in the Sonia Sotomayor hearing with the wise Latina speech and all those kinds of things, I am sure that everything that Elena Kagan has written, everything she's talked about, she's given numerous speeches throughout her career, will be examined and diced. But I think the bottom line for Susan Collins, who is someone, again, who has shown independence as a senator, is what kind of person is this? Is this person qualified? Certainly qualified. Dean of Harvard Law School, a respected professor, smart as can be. Those are the questions they should look at, as well as where her heart is, and is she going to be an independent thinker? And when you look at that record, my guess is that they will say she is.
Are liberals going to zone in on some of the anti-terror cases that she took up for the White House, which doesn't indicate her own view at all? She was the lawyer for the Obama White House, which took a harder line than some liberals would like on some of the Bush terror policies, which President Obama has continued.
I'm sure that there will be questions about that, but as Justice Roberts said, as his own confirmation hearing, you have to look at when someone is an advocate differently than when they'll be a judge.
Thank you so much.